Welcome back to another You Decide, and this time instead of doing 2 evidences fast, we're going to do 1 evidence fast. Hopefully as fast as possible. We have more ghosts to test, so I've already found the piece of evidence. It's going to be ghost writing. I've had a lot of ghost writing as You Decide series before, so maybe you'll be more familiar with it. These are our possible options. Definitely some annoying ones here that are going to be to test for. We are on Ridgeview, aka Fridge View, of course. 1 evidence. Remember to keep in mind forced evidence, because we can eliminate a couple of these ghosts. I'm trying to drain it into your head a bunch. Forced evidence. There's 2 ghosts on here that have forced evidence. We can already eliminate. See if you know that one, since we do have ghost writing, and we'll go from there. So, what are we going to do first? Let's see. Kind of tough to decide, eh? I feel like I want some motion sensors, honestly. Maybe a firelight. Now these are one of these ghosts on here is very annoying. Very annoying in general. And it's very confusing on when you can and cannot eliminate it. And so, not really sure. Not really sure. Now, I'm going to set up some stuff here to hopefully just kind of better keep track of the ghost, essentially. I don't really know the best place to kind of put these, so let's stick it in here. Let's see if we turn on the light. Okay, very interesting. What we can do is also as well. Okay, so the shoes, did the shoes set off the motion sensor? Did not even realize that if it did. I don't think the ghost can throw that necessarily. Hopefully the ghost is still here. I think that's about everything I can grab there. We can go grab some more stuff. Alright. So the ghost is in here right now, so we can kind of just... One of these ghosts I'm testing for, and I'll kind of explain it more at the end if you don't have an idea for it. Motion sensors are really kind of necessary now because of room boundaries and ghosts interacting with things outside of the room that they're in. So again, it just set off that motion sensor, then it turned on the firelight. If the ghost is what I'm thinking, we could still have it as an option. And it's kind of stupid, kind of dumb, but again, I'll explain it at the end. The ghost should be back in this room now. Now let's see what will happen with it. Now, I will throw this little caveat in here as well. You're probably kind of picking up on what I'm thinking. The ghost writing happened when we were not in the room. I went to the truck. I set the ghost writing down first, went back into the truck, grabbed more stuff, and it was written in. So, just to throw that out there, just to keep that in mind, it was not written in our presence. And I think you kind of pick up where what I'm putting down. So we know the ghost is right there. Has not interacted with anything. Has not blown out the firelight. Very curious. Very curious. See, my thought is we're going to step out of this room. You know, the ghost is right there. Or we're going to see it interact with something. Was it this door or that door? That one, I gotcha. But again, it was in this room when it interacted with that door, and that's one thing, again, you kind of have to be careful of, because that's what I think y'all kind of understand what I'm picking up with this. It interacted with that now that we are out of the room. But can't definitively say for sure some things. Let's get hunted and find out what can we eliminate, essentially. What can we eliminate? Alright, well, we triggered a curse time. Oh. Just when I said I didn't really want to. But we do know that means that our sanity is at 0, which could be important. Alright. So you are still coming from that room. Rather interesting. Rather interesting. I don't have a smudge timer up. Maybe I can get it by the end of this. Let's see. I always forget to do my smudge timer. So let's see when it hunts. It is going downstairs, not going down here, thankfully. Did hunt at about, what, 1:40 on our smudge timer. These are our options. It's all going to be based on where's the ghost moving to. So we know it's right here. Is it going to go out there? I hope it doesn't. But we do know that the ghost is still technically in here. It's pretty sus. Maybe we can do one more light check. I don't think we need to stick around forever. I think I know what this ghost is. I think you should too. Let's see if you're right. That was, of course, a lovely shade. I was kind of sus of it early, but I wanted to go through and show you how we eliminate ghosts just when we're kind of have our mind, because sometimes having tunnel vision on just one ghost can cause you to have a lot of confirmation bias. And I think it was a great example of shades being shady, but also not shady at the same time, right? The ghost did nothing when we were in the room, but it kind of threw probably some of you off when the ghost went through the motion sensor. So we knew it went outside the room and then it blew out that candle, right? Because technically it only counts for where the shade is, which can cause the ghost to do interactions with you in the room. You think the ghost is in the room, but that's why motion sensors are really important before you eliminate shades, because you really want to find out, is that ghost still in the room or did it roam out, then interact with it? Same thing like when we were standing next to the, just outside the room, next to the closet door. Again, the ghost interacted with the closet door right next to us. Shades can't interact with anything with you in the same room as it. It wasn't in the same room as us. It was still in that ghost room, not where we were though, so it interacted with it through the wall, and it doesn't count. Is that super confusing? Absolutely. Will it be fixed? I don't know. It's just something you have to deal with, and it's something you really have to be careful of. It's why I recommend motion sensors, to keep track of that ghost before you can say, well, it interacted with something in the same room as me. Technically, it didn't, because the ghost roamed out. Let's take a look at these other ghosts, though, with ghost riding. So, Spirit, we knew we could eliminate because it hunted before 3 minutes of the smudge timer. Pulte, it wasn't throwing a lot when we were looping it around the table. Pulte's would have thrown way more, so we could rule that out. When it hunted, the ghost was normal speed, so we knew we could rule out a Revenant. Our sanity was at 0, so we could rule out a Moroi. We also could rule out a Moroi and a Dio. Anyways, because of the forced evidence, they were supposed to have Spirit Box, so we knew we could have already eliminated that. Thay, it did increase in line of sight. We didn't know quite how much we aged it, but we know it did increase in line of sight, so therefore we knew we could eliminate a Thay. It also wasn't very active. Myling, I knew we could eliminate because we heard the footsteps prior to our flashlight malfunctioning when we were in the back blue bedroom. That's what I was trying to test for there. It really came down to Demon, Mare, and Shade. Demon, I think it would have tried to hunt us early. I think it would have done a little bit more. It did hunt us after a minute 30 of the smudge. I was kind of willing to rule out Demon. Technically, Mare and Shade were the last two I was really thinking about. But I was sus about a Shade way early on. And anytime we were in that room, it did nothing. Even when we were at 0 sanity. Did not hunt. Did not event. Did not do anything like that. Hopefully you got that one. Let's do another. All right, here's the next one. We actually got ghost riding again. We actually did, and I quit that game. I don't know why every time I try to play one evidence, it gives me ghost riding. We all seen enough ghost riding. We actually got Spirit Box this time, okay? Spirit Box, ignore the ghost riding. I said, I'm not doing ghost riding again. I swear the last, like, 4 one evidence games I've played, it's always been ghost riding. Spirit Box. Here are our options. Let me remove Spirit right now. It could be a Spirit, but these are our options right now. Spirit, Wraith, Phantom, Pulte, Mare, Yokai, Onryo, Twins, Mimic, Dio, Moroi. We got a lot of tests to go through. How are we going to eliminate these ghosts? Don't worry. I'll show you exactly how to eliminate these ghosts. Kind of. You're going to tell me which ones have been eliminated. First one. Easy. Easy peasy lemon squeezy enough. Let's put some salt down. Let's put some salt down. Let's make it salty in here. Ghost is right here at the entrance, which is kind of nice. I don't know, like, the full boundary of that room, though. I'm not gonna lie. But we got a couple things. We got a couple things, so... Okay. Did step in salt. I really wish I could be in there, but I forgot a smudge, and I want one just in case. Grab a camera as well. Alright. Again, here are our options. Since we do know that the ghost is in here, we can look for another piece of evidence, just in case. You know what I'm putting down here. If you're picking up what I'm putting down. Is this still a ghost room? Kind of went back there. Okay. Did you turn off the breaker? Well, I think it is back there. I still don't know if this is part of this ghost room or not, honestly. I did just drain some of our sanity. I want to get full sanity for the candle test there. I want to kind of be as high as possible. Where's my camera at? Well, it did that one. That's good. I am using a tier 3 crucifix, which is kind of scary for Onryo tests. I just told you what we were testing for, but because the range of the crucifix is 5 meters and the candlelight is 4 meters. But if our sanity is high, it shouldn't really matter. Our sanity should still be up there, even though we did use the mirror. Come on, that means that you're, like, right here. Can you blow out this candle? Where'd you go? Over here? Blow it out. What else can we kind of test for? Nothing too much. We can, you know, move some of these items over here. We can also set up something else. It did blow out that candle there, so that's good. It's a good sign. So it blew out our 3 candles. If you remembered what I said. What else are we looking at here? I think the best way now is just going to be to get hunted, honestly. I think that is just going to be the best way. Imagine that. Imagine that. Getting hunted. Again, I sort of, you know, tried to explain this a lot. But, you know, if you really, really want to get good at ghost tests, you kind of have to be really good at... Okay. Don't go away, please. That's what I want. Okay. Disturbed salt? No, that was actually a ghost photo. That's kind of crazy. Okay. You can go bye-bye now. I don't need you anymore. I don't need you anymore. I don't know where it's gonna spawn at, because I love this hiding spot down here. It's not an official hiding spot, but man, is it awesome. Is this crucifix is probably going to pick up the range of that, but I don't want it to hunt on top of me either. We got a bit of a dilemma, don't we? Got a bit of a dilemma. Do we take a chance? I'd say we... Okay, there we go. That's good. Oh, God. Please don't. Please don't come for me. Please don't come for me, ghost. Please don't come for me. Look at it. Look at that gloriousness. No, it's absolutely terrible. I hate the nerf they did with the night vision. It makes sense, but I mean, this night vision's really kind of worthless. Really kind of worthless now. Alright, hopefully y'all picked up that ghost. Rather easy one. Indeed, it was a Dio. Easy enough. That's why I say getting hunted will help you eliminate ghosts faster than kind of anything else in the game. So while Dio was pretty obvious when it happened, let's go through how we eliminated some of these ghosts before that. So again, our evidence was Spirit Box. We know we could rule out a Wraith because it stepped in the salt. We could rule out a Phantom because when we took a picture of it, it did not disappear. And it registered as a 3-star ghost photo, which is very hard to do nowadays. Pulte we couldn't quite eliminate, but it wasn't throwing a lot. I was not kind of sus of Pulte. Maybe I was not kind of sus of... Onryo, it blew out 3 candles, did not hunt. We knew we could rule out an Onryo. Mimic, we did not have orbs. Those were like the easiest ones to kind of eliminate. Then after that, for the rest of it, the only one that would be really hard to kind of eliminate during a hunt would be a mare. But you can kind of eliminate all the other ghosts before that, right? Like Spirit, if it hunted before 3 minutes, mark it out. Pulte, if it wasn't throwing a lot during a hunt, you know, you could rule it out. Yokai, you can do that spot, tap your radio, see if it's attracted to you or not. If the ghost comes for you, you could rule it out. Moroi would be based on speed as well, just like Dio and the twins. And if you eliminated all that and you had Mare left, you just pick Mare if it never chose to do its light switch off ability, which I find it's not doing as much lately. All right, this time our one evidence is going to be freezing, so we have quite a few options on here. Once again, maybe one or more of these ghosts can be ruled out by forced evidence. Maybe, maybe not. I'll let you decide that one. Here are our options, though. We got some interesting tests that we can do, so let's get going. All right. Ghost room is in the hallway upstairs, so quite a big room for this. So we do kind of want to keep track of the ghost's movements, though, because we had previously talked about why. Hopefully you remember that. I want to kind of cover all the exits of the room, just to sort of get an idea. Alright. So, we got that. Now, again, these were our options. So there are a few things that we can test for. I think our sanity should be fine overall. What's our options here? Alright, I think these doors are open. Weird. And we're kind of just waiting. We're kind of just waiting. I'd like to get the non-hunt stuff out of the way first, you know? The ghost has not turned off the breaker, just FYI, for your own information there. You blew out this one, but not these. Do you like over here? You closer towards here? It did move the book. What if we leave the room? This is not your room, is it? Did you switch rooms? Just set something off. Okay. Very interesting. Very interesting. Do need to start my smudge timer here. Was not expecting a hunt. Not expecting a hunt there, but that was pretty interesting. Let's go out, let's get some more smudges. It did spawn. Did it spawn in the nursery or did it just spawn over there? We are still on a count of 1 for the candlelight blowouts. What happened to my... Tell you, this ghost is kind of interesting. Kind of interesting. Maybe I lost more sanity than what I was thinking. Do feel like the ghost room has changed in here. I do think it's down to a couple options at this point. It does seem the ghost room changed in here, so we know if we hear the motion sensor go off, then the ghost is out there. Huh. Interesting. Well, I think I have an idea for what this ghost is. Let's see if you're thinking what I'm thinking. That's right. Were you thinking shade? I hope so, because there was a few things that kind of gave it away, and it was more of a process of elimination from a lot of other ghosts. So, let's get to it on how exactly we figured out that one. We did not see orbs, so we could kind of rule out a mimic there. I didn't do like a full-on test. Probably not long enough for you all. There was. Then each hunt kind of sounded the same, so I was willing to kind of rule out that. I wanted to test for an Onryo. We never really got that option. But I was getting kind of sus because it wasn't really doing much when we were in the hallway. When we kind of got out, that's when it started hunting. So apparently my sanity was way lower than what I thought, which also kind of thought maybe Yurei, maybe it did its ability and I just missed it, or maybe when I was standing next to the door. But I knew after that first hunt, based on looking at it, it was not going to be an Oni. Based on the speed, so the Hantu, it would have been fast in that hallway. It was just regular line of sight speed increase. Revenant would have been super fast coming to us. Twins, it just felt like normal speed, so I wasn't thinking that one. Moroi could not have been an option because of the forced evidence. I forgot to say that earlier, but they have 4 spirit box on Nightmare, so could not have been that. I felt like it might have been a demon at first, but that second hunt, I feel like for a demon, the crucifix range would have picked it up in the room, so I wasn't really thinking about demon. I knew also after the first hunt it was not a Jinn because it was just normal line of sight speed increase. It was down to these few and a Shade, Yurei, Onryo, but once we kind of verified that it kept hunting from the nursery and we moved into the nursery and we did not hear it go through the motion sensor to leave the nursery, it never blew out our candles and it never did anything. And then when we were in there, it took almost 3 minutes to start hunting. I was willing to say Shade at that point. Apparently my sanity was lower, but hey, hopefully you figured it out. You had a good course today on Shades. Now, if you would like to play along with more You Decide games, we do 6 games of Nightmare mode, rapid fire, a bunch of ghost tests thrown your way. Click or tap the screen now to watch that. Thank you so much to all the channel members for the extra support. It truly does mean a lot to me. Happy hunting, everybody, and let's go play the previous You Decide.